Hello world, it's Birdo Prey 5, Qapla, and unfortunately, uh looks like we had a streaming issue. Um, let's see, are we back live? No, not yet. Manage videos. Son of a bitch. Uh, how about now? How about now? Hello world, it's Birdo Prey 5, Qapla, and welcome back to BedLife Part 2 for July 12th, 2021. My sincerest apologies. We seem to have a technical malfunction. Is anybody here? Doesn't appear like anybody's here. Let me see if I can share the link in the old chat. Shit. Uh, huh. um, Anybody watching? Yay, you're here. Okay, good. Good. I will I will I will tweet out the fact that we are now on part 2. I don't know what happened. I think the software crashed. I think the software crashed when I was changing scenes. My bad. I Oh, that sucks. Huh? Yeah, I know they're coming back. Yeah, okay. Okay. I tweeted out. Please guys, if you're talking with anybody in another stream or on social media, give them the updated URL for this stream. Right before I got disconnected, Super Blubberpuss had upgraded their membership. Thank you, Super Blubberpuss, for upgrading your membership to a friend of Caroga level. I apologize for the disconnect, and let's see. I do have, I think, most of the old chat. So let me continue from whereabouts I think we were. Let's see. Darius says Qapla. I think I read that. Actor says, and destroy the dumb kids in case of a bomb, says Bird of Prey. That was, okay, I did say that during yesterday's Die Hard movie. Yitza says, dance your cares away. Worries for another day. Let the music play down in Fraggle Rock. Mr. CCTV says, human beings, how much gas comes with those? John Araki says, hashtag ban oxygen, and says, Bird says he doesn't need oxygen anymore. I did say that. I meant supplemental oxygen, not atmospheric oxygen. And Mr. CCTV says, quadratic, I give up. Yeah. Super Blubberpuss says, may I attend the open line chat tomorrow? Of course, Mr. Super Blubberpuss, it is for members. So you are able to, yes, you are able to attend. It will be open lines. Anyone in the member stream will get the link and you'll be welcome to come up. And of course, following that will be open lines. Whether you're a channel member or not, you will be allowed to come up to the stream. Catman Dee Dee Myers is Bird of Prey Qapla. Hope you and the family are doing well. We are, Dee Dee. Just never had a stream crash on me before. Nothing like this. Super Blubberpuss says, consider me there for the Twilight Zone. Will do, Super Blubberpuss. Mr. CCDV says, we love kissing Dax. We sure do. Actors is Bird of Prey. Hey, girl. I'm not a girl. Says, hey, girl. Are you an integral? Because I'd like to find the area under your curves. Math jokes. John Araki says, hashtag kissing Dax 2024. And Dan puts in the Lower Decks trailer on Twitter. Thank you, Dan. I think the first one he sent was on Instagram. Mr. CCDV says, I only kissed a man once. That's all you need to kiss. Mr. CCDV. And you liked it, asked actor. Darius is Qapla, Darth Maul, Dee Dee Myers, John Araki, Super Blubberpush, Yitza, and Ector. Bobby Archaic is hailing to Darth Maul. Streamlab says Aravic Saunders super chatted. Thank you, Aravic. And thank you again, John Araki. And Catman says hello to Darius. Yitza says he kissed a boy and he liked it. It was the kiss of a cherry chapstick. I'm not familiar with those lyrics. Dee Dee Myers would rather have Gangster Kirk, indeed. Where are we? Jedi Bill says hello to Dee Dee. Dee Dee says that shower info was way too much info. That's the type of info you find here. Dee Dee Myers says hello to Jedi Bill. Mr. CCDV says hey to Dee Dee Myers. And John Araki with another $1 super chat. Oh, and Manu donated another $1. Manu says the first stream going down was just a warning. Better say how great and wonderful I am, or it could happen again. I have friends in Kurdistan. I bet you do, Manu. I bet you do. We bow to no Kurdistani pressure. We will not bend the knee. If you take the stream down 100 times, then I will bring it back 101 times. And there's John Araki's super chat. A little Lieutenant Savick action going. That will keep me happy for the next few minutes. John Araki says, thankfully, the TVA pruned the Bird of Prey 5 that agreed with Manu this morning. You know what? I'm happy they did. I'm happy they did. Darius is laughing at Mike Litteris. John Araki says, Mike Hawk greater than Mike Hunt, greater than Mike Grundell. Golgo says, Qapla, Qapla. So what character did this Manu person play? He played Ichib in Voyager in the final. I think Ichib came in the 6th or 7th season. He played Ichib. And he was good, to be honest. I liked Ichib. He was a good character on Voyager. Didn't get a hell of a lot of screen time, but he was always he was the most interesting of the Borg children they brought on board. Because he was the oldest. Aravic Saunders says hey to Mr. CCTV. John Araki says, dear Twitch, what is it with guys named Joe struggling to read the chat or the teleprompter? Please cancel. Thank the anti-tracker. Gogo says, I am not a Voyager aficionado. What type of character was that, Darius? Ichib was a Borg drone who had been freed from the collective, a lot like 7 of 9 was a couple of years earlier. But as he was not a hot, attractive female like 7 of 9, he got much less screen time. But otherwise, he was exceptionally smart for a person his age. and he had very little social skills at the beginning, and he learned some social skills through the final episodes. And his biggest part in Voyager was that he was willing to sacrifice his uh, whatever node, some important Borg node, so that Seven of Nine wouldn't die. Whereas he was still young enough to live without this piece, Seven of Nine was too old to live without it. And although she didn't want to risk him giving up his cortical implant, his cortical node, he ultimately did, and he lived just fine, and she lived just fine. And then in Star Trek Picard, they brought back his character just to have him brutally executed by a butcher looking to steal the Borg parts from his body. So a very sad end for the character of Icheb in Star Trek Picard, but he was played by a completely different actor in Picard. So yeah, it was kind of messed up. It was the most sickening one scene of all of Star Trek Picard, and I'll be honest, the most sickening scene in all Star Trek to this day is this scene in Star Trek Picard where they remove Icheb's eye. And Arabic Sonder donated $1 and got Way to Eden Hippie Spock animation. Thank you, Arabic Sonder. But yeah, that's the thing. The other big thing that Icheb did, most memorable part, I would say, for Icheb in Voyager, was that he became a friend to Q's son in the Q2, the episode where Q has a teenage son. He's about the same age as Icheb, and they end up bonding. They become good friends. So honestly, like, Icheb has a friend who is a Q. It really doesn't make sense that anything bad would befall Icheb, because like Q is your damn best friend. So how does that happen? That doesn't make any sense, but that is indeed what happened. And Rock Solid Productions with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Rock Solid. Says, entertain me as I drive out of Tennessee and am now in Indiana. Well, thank you, Rock Solid. We still are going to have the Dear Bops to get to. Guys, Rock Solid put out a recent video on his time at this game swap or place he went where they had all these old video games and retro games and whatnot. I watched it. No, but I did tell him that I would take off of his hand, Rock Solid, if you're listening, that unopened Super Mario Brothers 64 edition you said you had. And you wanted 20 or $25 for it, and I thought it was a little steep. After sleeping on it, I will go ahead and take it off your hands. An unopened box of Super Mario Brothers for the Nintendo 64. I'll take it. For $25, you pay shipping. I'll take it. You don't have to thank me. Uh, whenever you can get on it, just put some insurance on it when you mail it to me. About $1.5 million should cover it. Oh yeah, did you guys not know this? Yes, apparently yesterday or very recently, a copy of Super Mario Brothers 64 became the highest selling video game cartridge in the world history. It sold an unopened box containing Super Mario Brothers 64 for $1.5 million. which is ridiculous, ridiculous. But congratulations to whoever had that box. Um, I guess for the person who bought it, I hope it actually contains a cartridge and is not just somebody who resealed a cartridge and put a dummy weight inside of it. Because you're never going to open the package, right? For $1.5 million, you're never going to open that package and actually check to see that the correct cartridge is in it, right? So, the Nerdporeal Life Form with a $2 super chat, thank you, says, I hated Picard after that, and Mario 64 is awesome. Yeah, I never played Mario 64 because I never had a Nintendo 64. But I guess I could play it on emulation if I was so inclined. Hint, hint. Rock solid. Don't. Make sure. Rock solid. Drive. Breathe. I was joking, rock solid. Just breathe. Keep driving. Don't get angry. Don't get angry. Just keep driving. I was joking. I'm not gonna go out and emulate Mario Brothers 64 today again. Go. I read that. Mr. CCTV says he does have a great shower. The Random Menace has only blocked 2 YouTubers, Shives and, well, someone else. Dee Myers says Mr. CCTV taught his shower how to speak, and now we're in a lot of trouble. And Mr. CCTV says he does like him some Sedona. So do I. Deej Odyssey says, I think that was your shower, Bird of Prey, and not Mr. CCTV's shower that super chatted you. Oh, was it my shower that super chatted me? My bad. I was expecting Mr. CCTV's. My shower is small and uninteresting. Actor says the Random Menace, how my interest has peaked. Bobby Archaic says, I forgot Shives even existed. So did, well, not really, but I would have forgotten about him had not been for Manu's tweet this morning. Cinnabon Bunny says, hello, Cinnabon Bunny. Guys, Cinnabon Bunny is streaming on Twitch a police simulator for the last few days. Looks like a lot of fun. He is Officer Kathleen Kennedy running around her city, giving parking tickets, interrogating criminals, and otherwise protecting citizens from criminal scum. So check him out. And Bird's Package donated $1 and says, yes, folks, I was never opened. Oh, and small and uninteresting. No, the shower is small and uninteresting. My package I opened the day I got it. Deej Odyssey says, I don't know, but I don't follow rules either, Mr. CCTV. Darius says he was a teenage Borg who was deborgified and came to live on Voyager under the care of 7 of 9. Although she really wasn't under the care of 7 of 9 all that much. He was pretty well, in fact, all the Borg kids kind of did their own thing. There were a lot of times when they just weren't around. And guess it was a bigger ship than we were led to believe. Gogo says, well, that's why I don't know. I didn't watch the series in whole. Guess I need to. You really should. Any Star Trek fan, you should watch Star Trek Voyager. I know it was at the time probably my least favorite Star Trek series until Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Picard, and to a lesser extent Star Trek Lower Decks. But now seeing what Star Trek has become, and we don't even talk about Star Trek short tracks. But seeing what Star Trek has become, Star Trek Voyager is far better now. It's now the fourth worst series instead of the worst series. It's improved. It's improved with time. Mr. CCTV says we don't get to see Sissel pray in a towel today. No, Mr. CCTV. Actor says, isn't Shives in Kerbal Carogan capsule leaving the solar system? Actually, he's in a Turtistani capsule leaving the solar system. Rock Solid says, texting from the road, passing Simpsonville, Kentucky. And Geek Time TV with a $5 super chat and another kissing Dax. Thank you, Geek Time TV. Says, Bird, loved your video from Manu today. It's a brilliant history lesson for NPC adult pretenders in Hollywood. Keep up the good work. Qapla, Qapla, Geek Time TV. Thank you so much for the kind words. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you. Guys, I assume you have a channel, Geek Time TV, by the name of your username. So check out Geek Time TV. I know I will. See what's going on over there. So Rock Solid is texting from the road while passing Simpsonsville, Kentucky. The Simpsons. Darius says, I just remembered Steve Shives as a Trek fan. I used to watch his channel. I did too. I used to enjoy his channel. I used to love his Trek actually videos until they became like garbage, actually. I know. Where did you get that? The toilet store? That's a little Anchorman humor. Executive producer Saul Leibowitz says, Manu, The Hand of Fate is one of my favorite movies of all times. Is Manu in that? I'm not familiar with it. Paulo Albanese says, what's the Manu? Is he still too young to understand the difference between right and wrong? I don't know. Mr. CCTV says, do I get to say I love Lower Decks? You can love Lower Decks. I'll say it's certainly the best of the new generation Trek. Professor Brainy Specs is saying goodbye. Goodbye, Professor. I hope everything's okay. John Araki says, Birdratic equation, solve for Birdo Prey 5X. Absolute great. Very good. Very good, John Araki. Good. John Araki says, hashtag steal birds garbage. No, stop. Stop stealing my garbage. You'll regret it. I promise you that man regretted what he did. Go says, can't go wrong with kissing Dax. Absolutely not. Dee Dee Myers always have to have kissing Dax. Go says, I have not seen Lower Decks. Is it worthy of a Roto-Rooter? Lower Decks, the whole of season 1, they're only 30-minute episodes, if that. It's worth watching. There's only 10 of them. So it's worth binging if you're going to have Paramount Plus anyway. It's worth binging. But as to whether or not it's a good series, I have to see season 2, and season 2 is going to start August 12th. And we'll know a lot in the first episode. If the first episode undoes what happens in the last episode, then I will say the series is not worth watching. If the changes that were made in the final episode stick, then I would say the series is worth watching. It is that close. It is that close to being a good series or a garbage series that we actually have to wait for the second season to tell if the first season is worth watching. As it stood now, if there was only one season and it never came back, then yes, I would say go ahead and watch the first season. But you have to watch the entire season. If you stop even an episode short, it will not be worth it. The season only pays off The entire series only pays off if you make it to the final episode of the first season. And then we had our disconnection. And Bird's live stream donated $1. Says you can stop reading the last stream chats now. You're 30 minutes behind in this stream's chats. Play number 23. Well, I can't play number 23. You got happy, baby. And we are at the end of the old streams chats. Buffering issues. Yeah, I'm sorry. What happened to the live stream? It crashed. So now we go to this stream's chat and pop out the chat, and I will try to get through it as quickly as possible because I know you guys are waiting for the Dear Bops. And I forgot. I don't even know if I put the Dear Bops in, but we'll get them. We'll get them quickly enough. Aravic Sonder was first to the new chat and said hello to the Nerdporeal life form. Rock Solid says he was at the Southeast Game Exchange. Wait, those don't look like the first comments. Deej was first. Jesus Christ, 11 minutes of chats were lost. Deej was actually the first here. He says, I'm here. Aravic Sonder waves. Professor Brainy Spec says, I quit. Oh, Professor, I'm glad you still made it. You made it to the new chat. Golgo says, fracking internet. It's a pain in the ass when it doesn't work worth a damn. Rock Solid says, still driving here. Okay, Rock Solid. Keep driving. Not Ryan Johnson says, boy, Bird was really late to start the stream today. Dee says, there he is, out of hiding once more. Sci-Fi Nation says, no notification for the reboot. I wouldn't expect there to be, because I just started immediately. Not Ryan Johnson says, Bird always manages to crash something. Jedi Bill says, we're back on now. Dee Myers says, Bird loves to crash planes and internet, his favorite pastime. Random Menace has found your stream on Twitter. Far better tweet than Manu's. Great, thank you, Random Menace. Glad it helped. 47 Yorktown says, welcome back, young sir. Thank you, 47 Yorktown. Thomas Potts says, did you read my suggestions for you to please that cop game? I did not. If you mean play the cop game, maybe once Cinnabon is done with it. I don't want to like just come in and start playing the same game Cinnabon plays all the time. I kind of feel bad about if I'm doing that. Like I felt bad, and I mean, well, I don't feel bad, but I was always going to get Microsoft Flight Simulator, but like we were both streaming Flight Simulator for a while, and I was like, let Cinnabon play. I love watching Cinnabon play the game, so I don't think I would be as fun because I would just shoot everybody. I would rough up the people, and I'd get thrown off the force. But when Cinnabon moves on to another game, maybe I'll play the game a little bit and whatnot. I mean, I'm only going to play it for one or two sessions before it loses all fun to me. They don't let you just shoot innocent people. Sci-Fi Nations is a load of Jedi Bill. I told Cinnabon he has to set it to NYPD rules, but apparently it's not an option in the game. John Araki says, Bird survives cancellation. Hashtag Bird survived cancellation. Captain Track says, I was starting up a stream when Deej Odyssey told me you were back. Thank you, Captain. Dee Myers, and thank you, Deej. Dee Myers is Bird of Prey. That's, there's always that time. Actually, what I think I need to do is I have the stream set to automatically disconnect. And that was always if I forgot to disconnect the stream, I didn't want it to run forever. But I think if I turn off automatically disconnect, then if God forbid the streaming software crashes like it did today, the old stream would continue until I rebooted or restarted the streaming software. So if I turn that back on, then I think if this happened in the future, I wouldn't have to create a new stream. So I will try doing that next time. It was too late for this time. Um, Thomas says hello to Cartman. Who's Cartman? I didn't see a Cartman. But hello, everybody. Again. Jim's Landscape LLC says hi. Oh, Catman, the Catman. And hello, Jim's Landscape LLC. Thomas says screw Manu. Carlos says let that be your last battlefield. Catman says Jim's Landscaping, good afternoon. Jedi Bill says, hey, Bird of Prey, I have no available funds in bank account, so I can't become a member. So I'm sorry, my good friend, Bird of Prey. Qapla, Brother Warrior. Jedi Bill, don't worry about it. It is please don't feel bad about becoming a member or not becoming a member. Becoming a member is just icing on the cake. My streams are always going to be free. I have to give members a little bit of, something for their support. So we do occasional monthly members live stream, and unfortunately, I didn't get to it last month because of my illnesses, but I'm back to it this month. But even my members, they don't want to do things without everybody. So we're only doing a 1 hour live stream. The vast majority of this will be open to everybody. Don't feel bad. And yeah, don't worry about it, Jedi Bill. Go13 donated $2 and says, what you normally use for streaming software. When we're doing BedLife, and DS9 Wednesdays, BedLife and DS9 Wednesdays, I use OBS Studio. For the open panels and the movie Cinema Sundays, we use StreamYard. Project Storytime says, Bird of Prey, well, I'm now thrilled about Manu's treatment by Trek. What a has-been loser. Well, I'm not saying I'm thrilled about it, but I certainly makes it harder for me to feel bad for the man. We'll put it that way. I still think they probably should have just used him to end out his character, but maybe there's more to it than we know. Remember, we only got one side of the story, and there's at least 2, if not 3 sides to every story, and we only got Manu's side. Carlo Albanese says, BedLife, it's a stream by Birdo Prey 5. Absolutely. And then we had Rock Solid Super Chat. I am doing my best, Rock Solid, to entertain. Arabic Saunders says, that's right, Itchy. Uh-oh. The Nerdporial Lifeform says hello to a bunch of people. Carlo Albanese says, remember that Q will make Picard into a younger, faster, stronger human again. Oh, and female. I don't think. I don't think that will happen. Okay, now we'll try to get back through the chats. Brock's Solids is Bird of Prey. I responded, said I'd take $50. $50 for an unopened. No, it's $30. You pay shipping. It's got to be unopened and sealed, unopened, mint condition. Super Mario Brothers 64. Project Storytime says hello to Nerporial Life Form. Where are we? Rocks out this Bird of Prey. There's a lot of that's suspicious about that sale. Rumor is collusion. It was graded by Wata. It was factory sealed. Yeah, I say it's a bit suspicious about it too, but hell, if somebody's going to pay me $1 million, I'll take it. And you think it was a way to just, I don't know, what's that? What do they call it? Launder money? It was a big money laundering scheme. Deej says, did Burgess say his package was never opened? No, I said I opened it immediately. Roxodds says, Bird of Prey, the N64 is a challenging system to emulate. I read the reports, but I think that on modern computer systems, it's really no big deal. Captain Track says, come on, everyone, upvote the stream. Thank you, Captain. Deej, that's what I heard too. No, I don't know where people heard this. Admiral Saval's in the house. Yo, Admiral Qapla. Dee Myers says, howdy, Admiral Saval. Robert Rose says, hello again, Bird of Prey. What happened to your first stream? Software crashed. My bad. Darth Maul wants Dear Bop, Dear Bop. Carlo Albanese says, wow. Dee Myers says, Bird of Prey always leaves his package open for the world to see. Deej says, Bird is still reading the chat from the last stream. Well, you're not going to let me get away with throwing that chat away. Yitza says, Janeway was written so inconsistently. Yeah, it was, but in the scheme of things, for an episodic series, it wasn't terrible. Project Storytime says, any Star Trek fan, including conservatives, yes, including conservatives, despite what Manu and Marina think, conservatives can like Star Trek. Nerdporial Lifeforms says, Bird of Prey, Picard really spit on it, not just TNG, but Voyager. Voyager is the weakest of classes Trek, but still much better. Do you think it's better than Enterprise? No. Enterprise, on my rewatching decades later, Enterprise is strong Trek, and I really, really wish Enterprise had its 7 years. I think Enterprise would easily be a top tier series had it ran as long as TNG and DS9. But even with its only 4 seasons, I still put of the second generation Trek, DS9 on top, Enterprise second, TNG third, and Voyager fourth. Janeway donated $1 and says, I need my coffee video game. Please, Captain Track. Oh, wait, this is Bird of Prey. Then give me the dancing pink bunny. You guys want the dancing pink bunny? I'll give a little Deej. think that was enough of Deej. I think everybody's happy with that. Thank you, Deej, for giving me a chance to take my pill. A little break from the craziness that was going on here. D.D. Myers is Bird of Prey so far behind, it will take him 6 streams to get caught up. And Captain Track puts in a link to his YouTube channel. Guys, please check out Captain Track's channel. I am there in his most mornings for his morning brew that mostly starts at 6 a.m. Central Time, except on Mondays. It's a little later. Thomas Bonds is Bird of Prey. FYI, you have a YouTube account, then you have a channel. Yeah, but I mean like a channel that actually has content on it, Thomas. And Geek Time TV says, hey, Captain Track, stopped working on my Superman video to watch a little bird. Very cool, Geek Time TV. So you do have content. The Random Menace says, agree, Will Ferrell is toilet humor. That is not what I said, and you know it, Random Menace. Thomas says, kissing Dax is stupid. Wow, Thomas. What made you so jaded today? Geek Times says, Thomas, don't tell Bird he subscribed to my channel already. Son of a bitch. I'm sorry, Geek Time. I figured I probably was, but better safe than sorry. Sal Leibowitz's Steve Shives videos with his wife are scary and sad. I've never seen a Steve Shives video with his wife. I didn't know they exist. She is much bigger, and he generally seems in fear of her. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but that is hysterical learning that fact. Project Storytime says, I couldn't get past the first 8 minutes of Lower Decks. The animation is terrible and the jokes were painful. The first episode is quite possibly the worst episode. The animation style, you either have to be okay with it or not. It is what it is. But the first episode is pretty much the worst. I'm not going to say it gets a lot better really quickly. There's a lot of pretty bad episodes. I'll be honest. There's a few ones where I laughed, I chuckled, but not a ton. Not a ton. It wasn't until that final episode did it all come together. And somebody says Steve Shives is over 100,000 subscribers. Good for him. I mean, I don't care. I'm not going to be one of them, but I don't hate the man. That's the thing. I don't hate the man. He's just not my cup of tea. But I do suspect he hates me. Not me personally, but what I represent. And that's sad. Darth Maul expects Brad Boimler to go back to the Cerritos. Why and how will be my contention of if the series is good or bad. And that's the problem. If Boimler goes back to the Cerritos, and it's not extremely plausible, I will forever hate the series. If it's a shitty reason, like he just can't take it, he can't take the Titan, or he's not fitting in, that's not going to be good. That's not going to work for me. Because let's remember, Riker was taught by Picard, okay? And what did Picard do when Riker wanted to get Reg transferred off? He didn't say, yeah, go ahead, this guy's not working out. He said, no, you work with him. Work with him twice as hard. You make, and Riker made LaForge work with Reg, and because Reg was a smart guy. Reg was basically Boimler. Reg was basically young Boimler. and they made sure Reg got the fair treatment he needed, and Reg became one of the top performing people in Starfleet. He even went into Star Trek Voyager, and he played a big part in Star Trek Voyager and getting Voyager home. So it is exactly the same thing. So if Riker lets Boimler flunk out of the Titan, then that's bullshit, because that is exactly the wrong lesson, and that is not how Picard would have done it. That's the wrong lesson. Riker learned nothing, and again, that spits on everything that TNG was about. You can't have Boimler flunk off the Titan without spitting on Star Trek The Next Generation. And now I will tell you, in hindsight, do some of those characters deserve to be spit on? No, they don't. Okay? Do some of the actors deserve to be spit on? No, they don't. But I'd get it if they were. But I will not let them spit on the memory that was Star Trek The Next Generation by allowing Boimler to flunk off the Titan. That would be not only a failure of Captain Riker, it would be a failure of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, and one I'm not willing to accept. And Captain Track puts in the link to Geek Time TV's channel. Thank you so much, Captain. See, thank you, Captain. I couldn't do this without you. Rock Solid says, Bird of Prey, lower standards was terrible. Worse than Discovery. Rock Solid, while I respect your opinion on not liking Lower Decks or Lower Standards, as you call it, you are batshit Cocoa Puffs crazy in the head that Lower Decks is worse than Star Trek Discovery. But, for someone who thinks the original series is also a terrible show, I don't know what, I'm not surprised. The Truth Apocalypse says, hey peeps and hey baby, happy baby. Happy baby. Yes, we had a happy baby animation. Thank you, Truth Apocalypse. Darth Maul is wanting Dear Bop. Was he reading old comments? Of course I was. Robert Rose of Bird of Prey crashes more than just aircraft and spaceships in video games. Apparently I do. Thomas's Bird of Prey Cinnabon is like playing 50 games at once. Well, okay. But he's been playing the police simulator for a while. Project Storytime says, I would just shoot everybody. Bird of Prey, July 12, 2021. Well, let's be honest. You know it. I know it. We all know it. What happened to the first streams to Super Blubberpuss? Went the way of the dodo. Darth Maul says, Bird of Prey, since no one in Caroga are innocent, every gun incident is justified. Well, that could be true. That could be true. Cinnabun says, Yitzi, I'm going to try to start posting clips from Twitch on his YouTube. Very cool. Project Storytime says, I have to give the members a little special something. Bird of Prey. Oh my. Dee Dee Myers is Bird of Prey. We should have 2 member streams this month. Only if you're up for it. Yeah, we can try. We can try. Dee Dee. Go-Go says, any real difference between the two? Yeah. I've been testing StreamYard, but I def get going. As simple and as easy to manipulate as possible. Well, StreamYard is as simple as it comes. Streamlabs OBS, or not Streamlabs OBS, OBS Studio. Sorry, there's a lot of different streaming software with very similar names. StreamYard is as simple as it comes. There's no software to download. It all is done by your web browser, and you can bring on 6 people in the free version, 10 people in the paid for version. Um, and you have very limited options for backgrounds and video clips, but you have some. Okay. OBS, OBS Studio is more like the Adobe Photoshop of video streaming. You can do a million things, but they're harder to do. You can do a YouTube search and find out what you want to do and find a million videos telling you how to do everything. But OBS Studio gives you control over a lot of things. The one thing OBS Studio can't do is let you have multiple people on one stream. So that's the difference. StreamYard is great if you're going to stream with more than one person. OBS Studio is great if it's going to be just you, and hence why I use it for BedLife. You can make like the bird of prey window. You can use a green screen. You can change scenes by the press of an external button. That's stuff you can't do in StreamYard. So it really depends on if you're going to be doing mostly panel discussions, then StreamYard is probably enough. If you want real control over every minute detail, start commercials and change scenes at the push of a button, then you're going to want OBS Studio. Arabic son, this is Bird of Prey, Q's son's nicknamed Ichib Itchy. Oh, that's right. Well, that was when they were having fun. They started off, they weren't the best of friends, but they ended very good friends. Admiral Saval says, does anybody follow George Takei on Twitter? Not anymore, Admiral, because he kind of just posts nonsense. Random Menace's Bird wants a Mario game in a seal. He will open it by clubbing it. Poor animal. No. Super Blubberpuss says, Bird of Prey, do you think Q will make Picard human again, like Pinocchio, so they can easily retcon the BS ending of last season? I don't think it's even going to come up. I think they're going to just ignore it. That's just my opinion. Rox Odds is Bird of Prey, $45 and you pay shipping. $40 and you pay shipping. Rox Odds is Bird of Prey, just stopped to pee and got kisses from and gave pets. And got kisses from and gave pets to sweetest black lab. Ah, okay. You gave kisses to a black lab. Very, very nice. D.D. Myers says, I foresee Picard becoming a woman in next season. I don't. D.D. says, run, Pink Bunny, or after all of us. Pink Bunny's after all of us. Geek Times says, Enterprise second. I don't know. The characters were really underwritten. I'd put it fourth. DS9 1, TNG 2, Voyager third, and Enterprise fourth. And a lot of people do. And I don't blame you, Geek Time. I mean, listen, it's completely your opinion. I just tell you that after watching and rewatching, I saw a genius in Enterprise that I hadn't seen the first time I watched it. Deej is taken over. Okay. If you say so. He did take over the screen. Oh, that's why people were yelling enough. Okay, well, sorry. Is this a Christmas story on acid? No. Gogo must have missed something. Project Storytime is yelling his eyes. Carlos says, give a like for the Pink Bunny. Jedi Bills, so long, I'm leaving now. Take care, Jedi Bill. Space Kissing Her says, make it stop. Random Menace's eyes in the dark. One moon circles. Go is clapping. Admiral Zaval says, this is worse than the naked dancing lore Anti-Trekker has. Wow. Jedi Bill says, that was extremely loud. I'm sorry. Go says, that was funny. I'm glad it was funny. And Deej says, rip to the old bunny suit. Yes, that bunny suit went up in flames as if it was made out of pure gasoline. Dee Dee Myers says, we're in trouble. Birdo preys on laughing gas instead of oxygen. Deej says, I need to hook Bird up to a mix of oxygen and helium. Now that would be funny. Captain Trax says, Geek Time, stopping for Bird is always worth it. Watching me, on the other hand, my streams are only worth watching. My streams are for the panelists. I disagree, Captain Track, in the strongest possible terms. And Go says, Reg Barkley is one of my faves. Absolutely. Carlos says, Bird of Prey, we won't find out why he got demoted until the last episode of the season. I doubt that, Carlo. I don't know how they could play that. Go says, Dwight Schultz was great. Howling Mad Murdoch in the A-Team. He's also done massive amounts of voice work in video games and the animated series. Captain Trax's lower standards is worse than Star Trek Discovery for 8 of the 10 episodes. Captain, you too? Worse than Star Trek Discovery? Worse than Michael Burnham? I honestly don't understand what you guys are saying. I don't get it. Rox Oz, it's Bird of Prey. I'm not saying Discovery is good, but lower standards is worse. TOS is better than lower standards. Well, at least you got that right. Carlos says, praise the soup, Jedi Bill. Enjoy a good brew, Captain Trek. And as always, hail Caroga, Bird of Prey 5. Thank you, Carlo. Go says, thanks, Bird. Qapla, Qapla. Roxanne's Bird of Prey, no, I got the kisses from the Black Lab. The Black Lab got pets. Gotcha. Go really liked Enterprise, so did I. I mean, Carbon Creek, one of the best episodes. Go says, I have gone through it as opposed to Voyager, which I have not, at least seasons 2 through 7. Rox Oz is Bird of Prey, because you're being unreasonable, the price is now $75 and I pay shipping. Fuck you. Now I offer $20 and you pay shipping, and I want a rock solid, a second rock solid t-shirt, 3X. 2 can play the hard bargain. Geek Times is Bird of Prey. Enterprise Season 4 was really good. The first 2.5 seasons were good. If the first 2.5 seasons were good, I'd rank it higher. See, that's the thing. I really like the first 2 seasons. I like the first 2 seasons better than the third. So that's what changed everything for me. And yes, I am caught up now, which means it is time to go to Dear Bop. Dear Bop. Of course, now I have to get the Dear Bop to show up on the screen because I forgot to do it earlier, but that only takes a second. And we have some Dear Bop, so that's good. Would have been embarrassing to have no Dear Bops. Okay. We got a handful of Dear Bops for today, which is good because we've already gone quite long, considering that this is the second stream. Dear Bop, I hope you can advise me. I am a person of somewhat restricted growth. I was brought up by a sadistic monks in a monastery in the Low Countries after being discovered as an abandoned babe in a sack of cauliflowers on the streets of Ghent. The brothers used to mock me and call me the cauliflower runt. I moved to England in 1979, where I have been able to survive by work in circuses. I made my name as the human cannonball and also survived by mucking out the beasts as they seem to be sense an affinity in me and refuse to attack me. However, the current coronavirus lockdown is very difficult for me as the circuses have been stood down and I am stuck in an attic apartment in Lowestoft, which is the last place the circus was marooned at. Can you help? I am close to giving up. I am classed as shielded due to my deformed circulation, so cannot go out, and the attic smells of herrings and is so small that I thought I can stand. Visitors have to stoop painfully or go on all fours, and yet all my furniture and facilities are full size. What with that and the stink, nobody ever comes. The worst thing is, I am biologically female, and nobody has ever realized, and I have run out of vim. Yours, Goliath the Human Cannonball. Holy shit. Goliath, that might be the saddest story that has ever come in through Dear Bop. Yeah, I've got what you need to do. So you're saying you're in the attic, which means there's a floor below you. Just knock on the door of the floor below you. Take your cannon, place it in front of the door, get in the cannon, and when they open the door, fire yourself into the apartment. You will either take out the current resident or embed yourself into their apartment far enough that you can stake a legal claim that, and now this goes back to the Magna Carta, but if you look in subsection 2, paragraph 15, line 36 of the Magna Carta, it does say that he who cannonballs himself into a dwelling shall have rule over that dwelling for a term of no less than 30 years. So you'll be good for at least 30 years, and you will be able to live in the nicer, nicer below the attic apartment, and you can tell the person who lived there prior that it's their turn to move up to the attic. And I'm sure, being it's England, they will be all gentlemanly and just they will do what you are told. Do as they are told, because that is what English people do. So have no fear. It's a very good thing you were the human cannonball as opposed to, say, the bearded lady, which would have left you very, very few options. Bobby Archaic says, whoa, bird of prey, the cauliflower runt is a fan of yours. Apparent me. Rock Solid says, F me. You know what, Kurt Vonnegut? F you. Name the movie. I don't know the name of the movie. And Rock Solid says, I've said repeatedly, I've never laughed at lower standards. Not once. That still doesn't make it worse than Discovery. Sci-Fi Nation Bird of Prey supports squatters' rights, confirmed. It's not me, it's in the Magna Carta. Mike Richards is another true story from the Bird of Prey Chronicles. John Araki says, Bird of Prey supports a woman's right to choose. I do. Daniel's Hot Topics is Baird. I just saw Anti-Trigger's response video. To Manu Intiraymi from Voyager. I never knew Egypt watched Steve Shy vids, but Anti-Tracker's response to Egypt was cool. I haven't watched it yet myself, Daniel, but I'll take your word for it. Dear Mop, can we hear more of your tales? Unfortunately, Mop is on the phone with Sisso Prey right now. So not at this moment, but I'll ask her if her phone call ends before the stream. Dear Bop, I am a traveling salesman in what used to be called Ladies Unmentionables. I need hardly mention what these are. I live alone and always have found the traveling life to be both balm and bane. To keep moving does keep my mind from dwelling on my loneliness, but at the same time, it's not a life conducive to meeting the right girl. I say girl, but I fear that the time for girls has been lost to the turning of the empty years. However, despite all this, I did meet a lady who owned a guest house that I began to frequent near Petersboro. She was a widow and seemed to share my interest in crosswords and John Batjamin. There was one evening of watching Question Time and more than one pot of Ceylon tea that I shall not forget. I am not classified as being essential in these times, so I had to stop traveling and become locked down. Hence, I have not seen these lady these past weeks. I have long agonized as to whether to write her or even to have take up cudgels on the telephone, as I have the contact details, but I am bereft of ideas as to pretext or to what to say as an opening. I have never been adept at breaking the ice. Women are something of a closed shop to me. Once at school, I became fond of a girl who felt I was looking at me. Indeed, she was looking at me. She stared at me. For weeks I hesitated. I imagined our conversation, discussing the works of Betjeman under the trees, as the sunlight dappled and danced. Then one day I spoke to her. Hi, I said, my name's Peter. She looked at me in the way of hers. For an unspeakable moment, my heart leapt. Your face is weird. You look like a seagull. She said, if you don't stop gawking at me, I'll get my boyfriend to smack you one. Should I forget all about this contact Alice at the guest house near Petersboro? I could not help but notice that Alice's kitchen was well stocked with vim. Yours, Peter Huge. What the hell is vim? And this is clearly written by a woman. Okay, this is clearly written by a woman. But that said, yeah, just call her. If you have her contact info, you should have called her 6 months ago. It should never have gotten this far. But whatever, call her now. Say you lost her number, you just found it, you miss her, and you want to talk, and see what she says. If she says, yeah, let's talk, then you're golden and everything's good. If she says, F you, I don't want to talk, well, then there was never anything was going to happen anyway. Either way, you know for a fact, there's no more guessing to be done. You have your answer. The hardest part is not knowing. Once you know, it's much easier. Rox Odds is Bird of Prey, back to school. Rodney Dangerfield to the actual Kurt Vonnegut. Yeah, I barely remember that movie. John Araki says, just like Turtistan to be a day late and a subscriber short. Arabic Sonus is Bird of Prey. Did you see Star Trek 4 returns to theaters next month? Maybe you'll have your new chair by then. Extremely unlikely, Aravic Sonder, but man, that would be something. That would be something. Um, hmm, I gotta think. I wish I had a really nice movie theater. The problem is the movie theater that I could conceivably get to, it's not all that nice of a movie theater. Like, it really doesn't provide, uh, I don't believe it really provides a quality of going that's much above just having a really nice TV and home theater. Dear Bop, this is a song. I'm not doing the songs. Sorry. Especially songs about farts. Not happening. Dear Bop, I am disappointed with my girlfriend Jenny Talia. I have been feeling that she is cheating on me with my friend Barry Mc McConia. I'm planning on setting up a hidden camera to find out the truth. What would you do? Your fan, Pat McRotch. Yeah, set up the camera. See what happens there, Pat. Good luck. Hopefully, you don't see anything you don't want to see. Dear Bob, oh my. Yeah, Peter Hughes, says Bradley. I was a little suspicious about that name too. Dear Bob, I apologize for my depends note from RXP last week. Yes, the age was off. The note, I said 53. In reality, he doesn't look a day over 63, and he measures in at 5 foot 6 inches, weight 302. Sorry, I will be more accurate in upcoming communications. Steve Shives. Steve Shives, you are not welcome at sending Dear Bops. Uh, Dear Bop, I completely agree with fellow Brewers fan Rock Solid. TOS and lower standards suck. Soft putty, not putty. Not putty, soft putty. Um, uh, again, TOS is great. And while I don't love lower decks, it is clearly the best of the four newest Trek series, Discovery, Picard, Short Treks, and Lower Decks. And I suspect it will be better than Prodigy as well, but that remains to be seen. The only Star Trek new track that I think has a chance of coming in better than Lower Decks is Strange New Worlds. And I have nothing to base it on except hope. Except hope. Bobby Arquette says, Bird of Prey, when did the traveling salesman who wore the lady's undergarments sell? What did the traveling salesman who wore the lady's undergarments sell? If he was a vacuum cleaner, he could use the bowling balls from his demonstration to get her, caveman style. I don't think he wore, I think he just sold. I don't think he said he wore women's unmentionables. Dear Bob, my doctor said to eat more vegetables, but I don't like many. What vegetables do you like eating, and what do you recommend someone who doesn't like vegetables much to eat? I don't like eating vegetables much either. Broccoli, like steamed. Um, see, the vegetables I like to eat are more considered starches. You know, corn, potatoes. I mean, yeah, they're vegetables, but they're not green vegetables. Um, Carrots. I'm good with cooked carrots. Um, steamed carrots, peas, string beans. green beans, edamame, like really like edamame. Um, oh, I mean, if they can do it right, a well done Italian style stuffed artichoke, that is delicious. Very hard to do right, but very hard to eat, even if done right, but delicious. Um, I can't do asparagus because I have that gene where smell the stink. I smell the stink from the urine from asparagus, and if I was somebody who could walk into the bathroom and piss right into the toilet, it would be bad enough. And God knows, I remember eating asparagus when I could walk and pee into the toilet, and it was bad, but it would go away. Considering I can't do that anymore, and it needs to sit and then be dumped, uh, I can't deal with asparagus at all anymore. So no asparagus for me. But if you're somebody who doesn't smell the asparagus odor, which is a genetic trait, or B, you can just, use your bathroom like a normal person, then I would put asparagus on the list. Oh, and spinach. Spinach is maybe my all-time favorite green vegetable. But again, I avoid it because for some reason, spinach increases the risk of kidney stones. And as someone who has had more than his fair share of kidney stones, I dare not risk uh, increasing the amount of kidney stones. But spinach is especially cooked spinach and cream spinach. Enjoy that. Dear Bop, Star Trek IV The Voyage Home returns to theaters in August for 2 nights. Tickets available now. Well, thank you. I will open that in another tab. Um, Dear Bop, hello, Joseph. Harry Becker from the New York City Department of Health. I wanted to inform you that we have begun testing the sewage coming from homes in the Bayside neighborhood as the state of New York mandates monitoring for disease from each residence. This is a public function that will serve to benefit you and your fellow citizens. We have found several unusual diseases in your feces and must instruct you to take one of 2 actions. One, either move from Bayside and we will offer you a very fair amount for your home. We're allowed to offer you $219,000 to cover your moving costs, or see a doctor now to treat your COVID illness, which has been detected. This is not a warning. You should consider it very serious. Dr. Harold C. Becker. Okay, Dr. Becker. I'll get right on that. I will send payment via Western Union to your medical practice. Slide by Nations is Bird of Prey. I worked at a restaurant where we blanched the asparagus and then coated it in light batter and deep fried it for 30 seconds. Very good, if not so healthy snack. It sounds delicious, but I could never eat that. But good for you. Dear Bop, I just saw last night they are bringing back the Wonder Years, but this time, instead of being based on a white family, it is being based on a black family, being narrated by Don Cheadle. In many ways, the Goldbergs were already a new version of the Wonder Years. What do you think of the idea of them not only bringing the Wonder Years back, but actually calling it the Wonder Years, but race swapping a white family to a black family? To be completely honest, I was never a fan of the Wonder Years. I have never watched a single episode of The Goldbergs, and I don't foresee watching this new Wonder Years. It really doesn't bother me that they're race swapping. They have to do something to try to get people in. If race swapping is what they want to do, now I'm wondering, are they race and gender swapping? Because that seems like a more 2020-ish thing to do. 2021, that instead of it being a white kid, it's a white boy, it's a black girl. And if it is, it's probably more believable. But I'm not going to be watching. I'll tell you that. Not because I'm sick of them race swapping, although, you know, it's getting tiring. But I was never a fan to begin with, and swapping races is not going to make me a fan now. So there's nothing. There's falls under the category, unfortunately, of could not care less. Could not care less, could not care less. And it is a boy. Well, okay, but still don't care. Dear Bop, ointment, where is the best place to rub it? Where it hurts or where it itches? It depends what the ointment's for. Or, where the fungus is. It really depends on the ointment. Dear Bop, sorry I must depart. I have offended way too many people. I need to leave and give everyone space. Hope you have a great life. Goodbye. I don't know who this is, but nobody here has offended anyone, let alone too many people. So, unless you're a soft putty, then, take care and don't look back. But anyone other than soft putty, I don't know what you're talking about, and it sounds like a lot of exaggeration. Dear Bop, I'm a huge fan of the show. Just wondering if I could get Sis O'Pre's phone number. I think she's such a wonderful lady. Thank you and see you soon, Ted Bundy. No, Ted, I don't think Sis O'Pre would appreciate me giving out her number. But if anybody is out there in courting Sis O'Pre, you can feel free to email me, bertopre5@aol.com. And if you have a message you want me to pass along to Sis O'Pre, I will verify it, check it, and if I deem it worthwhile, pass it on to Sis O'Pre. Dear Bop, is he could rock solid? No. Dear Bop, no. Exactly. Dear Bop, spinach is high in curines and uric acid. In addition to causing issues with kidney stones, it's also a trigger for gout. Additionally, licorice is very similar. Well, I also don't eat licorice, so good to know, but I was in no danger of eating licorice. Dear Bop, what does Bertopre say to the ladies then? See, I was generally a very shy guy, especially when it came to the ladies. It took a long time for me to work up courage to talk to them. And most of my dating was done online. So, your first few conversations used to be done online through eHarmony or Match.com. And then you would just, you felt like you knew somebody a bit already. and then you would meet at a restaurant or something, and they were just as nervous as you were, and you'd go from there and you'd see how things went. I never really had the experience of just walking up to a woman at a bar or a place and say, "Hey, do you want to dance?" That I'd never known before in any way. Um, the only women I ever spoke to in any way like that, I knew from either work or school. Uh, they knew me, and it was only a very brief time where I was dating one woman from uh, eHarmony. We'd been dating a couple months, and my see once if you're a guy and you haven't had regular dating experience, and then you find yourself dating somebody, even if she is not the most attractive, perfect woman you ever imagined, just the fact that it's somebody, your confidence level goes inexplicably higher. And other women can tell that confidence. I don't know if it's a pheromone or what, but they can feel the confidence, and they immediately become far more interested in you than they have ever been before, to the point that you're just sitting at a table and like random woman who is literally a fashion model would come up to me and ask me, "Hey, what do you like to do in your free time?" And say, "Do you want to date me?" And I'd be like, "Well, I'm sorry, I'm kind of in a relationship with somebody," because I wasn't a dick. And I wasn't going to just, say, "Yeah, I'll take you over this other woman." But I don't know, maybe I should have. But let's face it, I didn't think she would. She was a very attractive woman, but she was a fashion model, and B, she had pet rats, not hamsters, not guinea pigs, not ferrets, pet rats in New York City, nonetheless. Who the hell has a pet rat in New York City? How would you tell them from the other rats? I mean, granted, it was a white rat. She showed me a picture, but still, it was disgusting. I couldn't take it. I don't care how good she looked or smelled. No, no, I wasn't interested. That said, uh, just find yourself somebody, keep it an open relationship, don't get too serious, but that will get your confidence way, way high. And once you're at that level, the women will just gravitate to you. You have to push them away with a stick. Dear Bop, my girlfriend is not a fan of uncircumcised guys, and that is my situation. Do you know anybody who might be able to help me out at the older age of 45? I guess I could try to do it myself. Peter Gazina. Peter, I am not familiar with anybody who would do that at your age. It is an unfortunate situation, but I think you should probably contact a mohel, even if you're not Jewish. I think those are probably the experts. They could hopefully hopefully do what you need. Although, damn, uh, You gotta make sure you really, really love this woman, because I promise you this is the setting for her leaving you. She will make you do it, and then she is going to get annoyed at something, and she will then split with you, and you will literally be crying. You'll be in pain. You'll be like you've cut off part of your body for her, and she will just say, "Well, I didn't ask you to do it," even if she did. I didn't force you to get it done. And that because that's the only way that ends. There is no happy ending for you. Yes, cut the camera for Mama Pray. If we do lose the stream again, guys, though, we are at the end, so that will be it. But right now, okay, camera's off. Stream is going. Dear Bop, I have a lump in the back of my pants that moves every time I try to reach around to grab it. One time I almost caught it and it bit me. What do I do? You might have a rat in your pants. You should see a doctor, or jump in a swimming pool and stay in the pool for, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes. Make sure anything down there drowns. Dear Bob, it wouldn't matter how good she smelled. What are you, effing Biden now? Sniff, 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 motherfucker. I'm just saying, fucking rat. A fucking rat as a pet in New York City. No way. Okay? All kinds of alarms. All kinds of alarms are going off if you have a rat as a pet in New York City. The psycho alarm, the crazy alarm, the fucking this woman's gonna start sucking your blood in your sleep alarm. Stay the fuck away from people who have rats as pets in New York City. In fact, just stay away from rats. Period. The end. For hundreds of years, rats have been the scourge of humanity, bringing disease from across the globe, responsible for the plagues that have wiped out mankind. Stay away from the rats. Why didn't she get a fucking hamster? A hamster is at least cute. Or a bunny rabbit, right? A rabbit. Fucking a ferret. There are so many other rodents she could have had. What the rats are sold as food for snakes. They're not made to be pets. Sorry. Dear Bob, everybody has a pet rat in New York City. Should everybody also have a pet cat? And you think a leopard would be overkill? And if so, what about a small leopard? Sincerely, potential pet owner. You could adopt a rat in New York City subway and just throw it a piece of pizza every day, I suppose. No, I don't think we need cats. I don't think we need more cats. I think we just need to elect me mayor and let me do my campaign promise to fill in the sewers with concrete, and we can end our sewers. Oh, sewers, fill in the subways with concrete and end our rat problem once and for all. With that, guys, thank you all so much for hanging out. Apologies for having to cut the stream in half because of that misconfiguration. I will try to prevent that for next time. I am going to get going. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for BedLife. Thank you for the very generous donations and super chats. Tomorrow, 4 p.m., members only stream. There will be a link placed in the community section of the website so you can get to it early. And then at 5 p.m. Eastern or 5:05 Eastern, we will do a standard open panel live stream, not a video game, not a Call of Duty live stream, an old school open panel live stream for everybody. And I hope to see you there. Qapla all, bird out. But wait, there's more. The video might be over, but there's more fun to be had. First, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel and have clicked that bell icon to get notifications of new videos in your YouTube feed. Share this video on social media to help this channel fight the algorithm that favors big media. Also check out www.birdoprey5.com for links to my other channels, various social media accounts, merch store, Dear Bop, affiliate links, and all your Birdo Prey 5 needs. At the main Birdo Prey 5 YouTube channel, you can find all sorts of live streams and unlisted videos, YouTube membership options, and a community section with polls and updates on the channel. On the secondary channel, Birdo Prey 5X, you can find overflow content that doesn't always make the main channel. Subscribe to both channels, please. Thanks for watching. Remember, I stream almost every day. This is Birdo Prey 5 saying goodbye, world. Until next time. P.S. Hail Sassy, hail Charlie, and of course, hail Caroga. $250 for the game now? You suck it.